Wildcat Volleyball is on the air from St. Paul, capital city of the land of 10,000 lakes. Wildcat Volleyball is on the air on TJSportsOnline.net on a Wednesday night in St. Paul. Tonight the Wildcats host St. Ben's and the Blazers. The MIAC opener for the Wildcats. The Blazers as well opening up on the road. They did play Augsburg their last time out and fell. They were actually swept by the Augies their last time out. For the Wildcats, the last time we saw them was this past weekend at the McAllister tournament, where we saw the Wildcats go 2-2. St. Kate's splitting their 4 matches at the McAllister tourney. They lost to UW River Falls 3-1. In 4 sets as well, a loss to Linfield. UW's superior 3-1 win for St. Kate's, and then rounding out the McAllister tournament, a 3-0 sweep over Knox. With that, we welcome you in. Matt Nelson with you alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson, and Mr. Fun himself, Tom Witchen, is in the house enjoying a night of MIAC volleyball here on a beautiful Wednesday night in St. Paul on what was a tough night on campus last night at St. Kate's. Today we kick back, relax, and we'll enjoy some MIAC conference volleyball. Tonight's broadcast, a presentation of St. Catherine University and produced by TJ Broadcast Services. Our website, TJSportsOnline.net. Our broadcast tonight is brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics, Universal Athletics, Northfield Lines, Midwest Vending, Best Western in Bloomington, Cone Elevators and Escalators, Client Nissan, U.S. Bank, and Jimmy John's. Wildcat supporters also include Loeffler Business Solutions, McGough Construction, Shapco Printing, the Hickey family, Eckberg and Lammers, attorneys at law, the DLR Group, and Danny and Garner, attorneys at law. Joining us this year in supporting Wildcat Athletics is E&E Masonry, the Newman family, Becker Floors, ProTech Design, and Munchies Frozen Yogurt. Proud to support Wildcat Athletics teams is Goodmanson Construction, the Opus Group, People's Electric Co-op, and the Ryan Company. Again, tonight features St. Ben's and the Blazers heading into St. Paul to take on your St. Kate's Wildcats. St. Kate's 5-4 on the season, and St. Ben's 1-4 as both teams open up conference MIAC action. Tonight's broadcast is interactive. If you're just joining us, our email address is wildcatsbooth@gmail.com. wildcatsbooth@gmail.com. That's where you can send us a note. Let us know where it is that you're listening from and who you're rooting for tonight as the Wildcats at 5-4 host St. Ben's, the Blazers at 1-4. It's going to be a good night. I think two very evenly matched teams. Last season, the Wildcats and Blazers battled in a 4-set match that St. Ben's ultimately won 3-1. 4-set victory for St. Ben's. It went 25-19 before the Wildcats struck back and won 25-22 before dropping the third and fourth sets 25-18 and 26-24 respectively. The Wildcats won the first set of the match, I should say. That was a 25-19 thanks to dominant serving and superb blocking game. But they didn't have an answer for Blazer middle blocker Brianna. It was Schmiesing, and Schmiesing just went off. She had a career-high 17 kills in the match, while Megan Pekarik tallied 46 assists as well in that match. Right now, though, the story of the season for St. Kate's has been their tough serving game. St. Kate's leads the MIAC in service aces. They've got 74 of them, 74 aces already in the season. And aces per set, that's 2.3. So per set, St. Kate's averaging 2 1/3 aces per set. Kelly Brewer, the sophomore out of St. Paul, St. Croix Lutheran High School, is second in the conference in aces per set. She's averaging just over a half ace per set. And Libby Cruiser out of Totino Grace High School, she, by way of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, is sixth, averaging just under a half service ace per set. The Wildcats are also second overall in digs this season, 551 digs. The sophomore libero Larissa Kish, the former Raider of Creighton-Durham Hall High School out of Oakdale, Minnesota, is a big reason for that. She has the 5th highest dig total, 129 of them in the MIAC. Megan Schwarzrock as well has been very effective, and Peyton Baker both rank in the top 25 in digs as well. St. Kate's and St. Ben's are 2 of the top blocking teams in the conference, thanks to 2 of the top blockers in all of the MIAC. Madison Weiss has 20 of them, and Brewer for the Wildcats with 18 are 5 and 8 in the MIAC respectively in total blocks, while Hannah Flatness, the Elton Mound product, is 11th with 16 total blocks this season. Mackenzie Pepper, what great season that Pepper is having, was named to the McAllister Invite All-Tournament team after amassing 44 kills in 4 matches over this past weekend. The Wildcats winning 2 of those. Pepper was the team's most consistent offensive player over the weekend, hitting well over 200 in each match and helping the Wildcats go 2-2 in that tournament. So a good weekend at the McAllister Invite. Tonight the Wildcats will take it up a notch in the intensity scale as they'll kick off MIAC play with their first serve for head coach Todd Nelson in this first season as the Wildcats head coach. His first conference match in this very tough top-to-bottom MIAC conference. Again, tonight's broadcast, a presentation of St. Catherine University and produced by TJ Broadcast Services, TJSportsOnline.net. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the proud supporters of St. Kate's Athletics, Twin Cities Orthopedics, Universal Athletics, Northfield Lines, Midwest Vending, Best Western in Bloomington, Cone Elevators and Escalators, Klein Nissan, U.S. Bank, Jimmy John's, Loeffler Business Solutions, McGough Construction, Shapko Printing, the Hickey Family, Eckberg and Lammers, Attorneys at Law, the DLR Group, and Danny and Gardner, Attorneys at Law. Also E&E Masonry, the Newman Family, Becker Floors, ProTech Design, and Munchies Frozen Yogurt. And rounding out the sponsors roster this year, Goodmanson Construction, the Opus Group, People's Electric Co-op, and Ryan Company. Time to honor America, the Star-Spangled Banner, the national anthem down at court level. And when we bring you back upstairs, conference volleyball, Wildcats and Blazers. First conference action for both of these teams in volleyball, Wildcats and Blazers, coming to you live tonight on TJSportsOnline.net. Matt Nelson back with you alongside of Tom Wichens in the house and then Glenn Thompson as well. It's a busy night for volleyball in this conference. Lots of conference action going on with 2 exceptions, but the conference stuff, St. Olaf is at home taking on Augsburg. Obviously, St. Kate's and St. Ben's here tonight in St. Paul. Across the tracks in St. Paul, Hamlin is at home hosting Gustavus, and St. Thomas is on the road. They're up in the Red River Valley taking on Concordia. And the Cobbers elsewhere in the MIAC tonight in volleyball, Wisconsin River Falls hosting Carleton, and Martin Luther, who the Wildcats really hammered last week, they are at home hosting McAllister. So McAllister and Martin Luther, Carleton, UW River Falls, Augsburg and St. Olaf, St. Ben's and St. Kate's, Gustavus and Hamlin, and St. Thomas and Concordia is your volleyball action tonight. But here we're most concerned with the Wildcats and the Blazers. Last year 4 sets, but the Blazers got the win. Tonight the Wildcats hope to settle that score and extract a little revenge for coming up a bit short last season. Again, I'm Matt Nelson. Our engineer tonight is Glenn Thompson. Nicole Hess is the head coach for the Blazers. Coach Hess is in her 8th season with a 1-4 record overall. Todd Nelson, his first MIAC match in this first season at St. Kate's, and he has the Wildcats with a record of 5-4 overall. The Wildcats with wins over Marymount, Goucher, Martin Luther, UW Superior, and Knox. Wildcats will be wearing the home purple jerseys trimmed in white with the gold numerals. And St. Ben's will go from left to right across your computer monitors and your keyboards, wearing the visiting red jerseys trimmed in white with white numerals. Both teams wearing the black trunks tonight. So it's going to be a good one. We were talking off the air before we came on. Pretty good sense that both of these teams are going to be very evenly matched here tonight, which was not the case when the Wildcats hosted Martin Luther. That was a very one-sided sweep, 3-0 sweep. The Wildcats have swept Knox and Martin Luther this season and have been swept by Virginia Wesleyan and Randolph-Macon as well. Just about ready for the first serve here tonight from St. Paul. Looks like St. Ben's is going to be the one serving first here with their setter, Megan Pekarik. Pekarik, the senior out of Plymouth. She went to Osseo High School, where she was a very good high school player as well. Just under 9 assists per set. She'll serve first, and we are underway with a nice tall pass for Schwarzrock. She'll set the left side, and the Wildcats score first with Mackenzie Pepper. Pepper strikes first, and the Wildcats lead at 1-0. WildcatsBooth@gmail.com is the email address. Drop us a note. Let us know where you're listening from tonight. Interactive broadcast. Who wants just one-way communication? We want to talk with you, the viewer, and an ace. Wildcats lead the MIAC in service aces. They have their first here tonight and lead at 2-0. Peyton Baker at the service line. Pekarik sets the middle, and the southpaw fires and scores. That's Hunter Weiss. And Hunter Weiss, 2.5 kills per set. The freshman out of Shakopee has her first. She came charging out of that back row and firing away with that left hand of hers, and it is 2-1 lead for St. Kate's. Schwarzrock has to chase that one down. Back row try. Swung away by Baker. Free ball. Wildcats couldn't put it down, so St. Ben's will send one right back over, bumping it over. Schwarzrock into the middle, and the Wildcats score it. Wildcats go into the middle, and they find Kelly Brewer. Brewer has her first kill. She averages 1.25 per set, and it's a 3-1 lead for St. Kate's on this Wednesday night. Brewer will serve. And she's got an ace. Liz Schultz threw her hands up at the last second. Looked like it would have been long. Schultz, though, made a last-ditch effort to pass that ball forward. It spun right off of the top of her forearms, and it's an ace. 4-1 lead for St. Kate's. Pekarik high set for Schmiesing left side. That's dug out easily by St. Kate's. They'll set Nelson on the left side, and she'll bury it for the kill. Emma Nelson has her first. A 3-0 run for St. Kate's has them up 5-1. Nelson has her first kill. She averages more than 1.5 of those per set. Pekarik for Schmiesing. Nope. She backs off, and it's tapped over the net. Schwarzrock for Pepper. She'll roll it on over the net. Goes with a little finesse. Rolls it over the block and finds her mark. Laval, the libero, couldn't chase it down, and it's 6-1. Low lining serve. Pekarik goes to one knee to set right side. Dug out Schwarzrock. Picked out of the net by Flatness and rolled over by Brewer. But going the other way with it, St. John's goes into the middle. Lauren Matthews has her first kill. It stops a 4-0 St. Kate's run, and it's 6-2. We've got our first email into Wildcats Booth at gmail.com. Thank you for writing in from your laptops, smartphones, iPads as the Wildcats get the second kill of the night from Emma Nelson and go up 7-2. They're clobbering St. Ben's early here in set number one. Diane writes in, From Little Falls again, big Wildcat volleyball fan. Grandma and Grandpa, they're watching along with Hannah Flatness and the Wildcats from Little Falls. Thank you, Diane, for tuning in. We hope you enjoy tonight's show. So far, so good for the Wildcats. Into the middle, attacking, that time was Weiss. It was dug out. Nelson will get a roll at it right on through the block. Lavelle dug it out of the back row, but Pekarik quick sets the middle. And Madison Weiss has her first kill. 7-3 score, a 4-point lead for St. Kate's. Bridget McDonald back to serve it for St. Ben's. Nelson passes ahead, cross-court swing by Nelson, dug out, now a back row try, Liz Schultz scores. Oseth couldn't handle it. Oseth comes out wearing the libero jersey rather than Larissa Kish, and Schultz pounded one right off of the Wildcat libero to make it 7-4. The freshman McDonald again serves. Popped straight up by Baker. Now Oseth back for Baker. Swings it in the middle. Schultz was there to dig it out. Pekarik sets left side. Schmiesing dug out. Now the Wildcats go left side. That's dug out of the back row by Schultz, who takes a rip at this one. Baker was there to dig it out. Setting left side of the Wildcats. St. Ben's is there. Best rally of the night. Schmiesing was blocked. First block for the Wildcats. It was Brewer and Nelson teaming up on the block. And it's 8-4. Oseth in right now is the libero. Shauna Radke in doing the setting with this grouping. 8-4. Schultz ahead. Pekarik for Schmiesing. She hammered it off of the block for a kill. Brianna Schmiesing has her first. And it's 8-5. Schmiesing fresh off of that first kill, back to serve. Oseth will pop it up for Nelson, and her roll shot is going to come up short. And another email back into wildcatsbooth@gmail.com. Whether you're cheering on the Blazers or the Wildcats tonight, we want to hear from you. 8-6 is your score. Radke back sets right side, and Pepper, somehow, some way, St. Ben's got it back over, but pretty easy work for Brewer. She gets her second kill. It's 9-6. Miranda writing in again from Duluth. And she's cheering on Victoria tonight, Victoria Sweely. Miranda, welcome to St. Paul. And this Butler Center. 9-6 lead right now. St. Ben's will try Schultz left side. Big swing. Dug out by Nelson. Radke over on second contact. Diving effort by McDonald kept that one alive. Now Radke back sets Pepper right side. That's dug out by Lavelle. Tipped over and scoring for the Blazers, Madison Weiss. And it's 9-7. The Wildcat League has been as big as 6. It's been trimmed to 2. Laval back to serve. Tip shot in the middle. Quick work for Brewer. And the Wildcats are the first to double digits. It's 10-7. Megan Schwarzrock re-enters. And her jump serve is way. Top spinning jump serve. Pekarik sets Matthews. Wildcats were there. Pepper now going the other way with it. That's dug out by McDonald. Now Schultz got blocked. Oh, she was stymied. Brewer and Pepper in on the block. Second of the night for St. Kate's. They lead it by 4. Schwarzrock again. That jump serve. This one with backspin and an ace. McDonald couldn't close it out. Third ace for St. Kate's. They lead it by 5. The previous serve had topspin. That last one, devastating backspin. Now back to the topspin, and McDonald nearly couldn't handle that one. Rail chases it down. Now Oseth. Schwarzrock into the middle. Pounded by Brewer. Kept alive, and it's blocked out of bounds by St. Ben's. It's 13-7. Been the Kelly Brewer show so far. 3 kills And the tough serving of St. Kate's, 3 aces, and that's going to be their first service error. That one flies wide on Schwarzrock. But like I said last week, on top of just those service errors, simply serving tough and forcing out-of-system passes can be just as crippling to a team. Pekarik serving for the Blazers, down by 5. Pepper left side, attacking dugout by Rail. Now they'll set Weiss on the near side. That's dugout. Schwarzrock back sets right side. Baker couldn't put it down. Now Schultz will get a crack at it for St. Ben's. That's kept alive by Nelson out of the back row after it was deflected. Baker bumps it over. Now Pekarik sets Weiss, who was off balance and missed out of bounds. That was Hunter Weiss. And she missed wide. The freshman, these 2 good freshmen out of Shakopee sisters, Hunter and Madison, 14-8. Backspin on this serve. Blazers down by 6. Will set for Weiss in the middle. That's dug out of the back row, and Schwarzrock will chase it down. Now Nelson attacking. Oh, she went around the block and somehow got it down in the nick of time, right in between Pekarik and Weiss. And the kill for Nelson is her 3rd, matching Brewer for match high. 15-8 advantage and a service error for Baker. So now the Wildcats with 2 service errors. They still lead it by 6. If you're just joining us, welcome to St. Paul. Matt Nelson alongside of engineer Glenn Thompson for your Wildcat volleyball, your dose of Wildcat volleyball tonight. Hosting the Blazers. Both teams opening up conference play. Schwarzrock off a perfect pass. Tipped over and sent back somehow by the left hand of Schultz. Offset straight up. Pepper attack. She's blocked but kept it alive. Now Schwarzrock defers to Nelson left side. That was blocked. Blazers have their first block. Matthews and Weiss. And that's going to be a service ace. Nelson and Osseth backed off. And the first ace of the night for the Blazers belongs to Liz Schultz. 15-11, and another one. Back-to-back aces for the Blazers, and Schultz. That one handcuffed Osseth. Schultz again. She's got 3 in a row. Oh, boy. Baker couldn't handle it. 3 straight from Schultz, and it forces a Todd Nelson timeout. We've got a close one in set number 1 right now. St. Kate's on top by a pair. It's 15-13. MIAC volleyball is back. It's always close from St. Paul. Welcome back to TJSportsOnline.net's coverage of St. Kate's volleyball. We welcome you back in. Wildcats hosting St. Ben's, St. Olaf hosting Augsburg tonight, Hamlin hosting Gustavus, and Concordia hosting St. Thomas. 3 straight service aces by Liz Schultz as the Wildcats on their heels out of their first timeout. This time a much better pass. Schwarzrock sets right side and a kill for Pepper. Nicely done. Whatever Todd Nelson said in that timeout, keep it up. A perfect pass, great set by Schwarzrock, and your hottest hitter this season, Pepper. 2.5 kills per set. She has 3, 16-13. Pekarik quick sets Matthews in the middle, and she nails it. Lauren Matthews on the board for the second time for the Blazers. And that lead, that was 3, is trimmed to 2. Matthews back to serve. She charges ahead with a jump serve. Oseth pops it up. Schwarzrock chases it down. Baker roll shot out of the back row. Now Matthews will come near side for Weiss. That's dug out by Schwarzrock. Baker back for Oseth, who rolls it back for Schultz. Popped it high into the air, and Schultz now will attack with a roll shot. That's way long. A hitting error for Schultz. And the Wildcats lead it by 3 at 17-14. So far, Matthews with 2 kills for the Blazers. Weiss of the Madison variety, she has 2. Wildcats led by Brewer, Nelson, and Pepper, all with 3 kills. Now Radke back at the service line. Schultz passes ahead for Pekarik, who goes right back for Schultz on a roll shot. Radke is there to dig it out. Now Oseth sets the right side. That's Emily Carmen's first swing of the night, and it was dug out by the Blazers. Now Weiss tries. Oseth kept it alive. Radke bumps it over. St. Ben's hits the reset button. Calling for it is Laval. She bumps it over for Carmen, who gets a push from Radke. Frenetic action as Baker couldn't put it down. Schultz was there to dig it out. Now Schultz swings. Baker digs. Radke over on second contact. Schultz was there. Pekarik sets left side. Schmiesing couldn't put it down. Wildcats try Baker out of the back row. What a rally. Schmiesing again for the Blazers. And she's going to win the point. Radke was there, got a right hand on it, but Schmiesing had too much on it. That was an incredible point of volleyball. 17-15, your new score after Schmiesing's second kill. That was good stuff. Back and forth, back and forth. Big swings, great digs. McDonald serves. Radke sets right side. Nelson cross court. Pekarik was there and waiting. Now Laval. That's Schultz. Back row attempt is short. Missed long on her first short on this latest back row try. Hitting error pushes the Wildcats lead back up to 3. 18-15. Nelson serves. Wildcats trying to win this first set at home. Into the middle. Weiss. Radke was there to dig it out, and Baker sent it over. Schultz for Pekarik over on second contact. Nobody was ready for it. It went right between Radke and Nelson, and all they could do is look at the ball hit the ground, look back up into each other's eyes, look back at the ground, and realize that the other one didn't go there to get it. So 18-16. Pekarik kill. Normally does the damage setting others. This time she creates a little offense of her own. Now a free ball dug out by Oseth. Charging for it is Carmen. Nice job just getting it over the block. Weiss in the middle. She smoked one. Close game. It's a 1-point set. 18-17 your score. Madison Weiss has her third kill. Schmiesing will go back to serve, the senior out of Sauk Center, Minnesota. 6-footer. A chance to tie us at 18. Wildcats hoping to buy themselves a little breathing room, but that was dug out nicely by McDonald. Now Schultz tries, and in the net was called. Wildcats whistled for being in the net. Flatness drew the whistle, and it ties us at 18-18. Wildcats led by as many as 6 in this first set. And now in danger of trailing for the first time. Schmiesing serves. That's through the net and an ace. Lucky break for St. Ben's. Their 4th ace of this first set. And the first that doesn't belong to Liz Schultz. This one's Brianna Schmiesing, and momentum firmly on the red side of the net. Oseth probably picked one out that was going to be long. Right side, Carmen through the block, dug out Schmiesing. Pekarik for Schultz, whose face is as red as her jersey. She's playing hard. McDonald ahead for Pekarik. Schultz through the block. Radke was there to dig it out. Now Oseth for Baker. That's dug out. Oseth joust at the net. Flatness sent it over. Now again it is Schultz, and Schultz scores. St. Ben's leads for the first time. It's 20-18. They lead it by 2. 20-18 advantage for the Blazers. Todd Nelson thinking about that last time out. He's going to let him play one more point would be my guess. Hoping that his team can pull its way out of this. Schmiesing for Oseth. Radke sets Baker left side. And Flatness was there to finish it off. Nicely done. Baker was turned away. Flatness was there to clean it up. And it's 20-19 Blazers on top of the Wildcats here in this Butler Center in St. Paul. Blazers were the first to 20. Wildcats trying to join them there. Here trailing just by 1. Pekarik pops it up for Schultz, who mishit it badly and says my bad to her teammates. Hitting error for Schultz, who averages just under 3 kills per set. And she's got a mighty right shoulder. She can really bomb it, but she missed that one badly. 20-20. Set 1 from St. Paul in the middle. Weiss scores. Got a great set from Pekarik, and Madison Weiss has her 4th kill. Wildcats have had a tough time with that middle blocker, Weiss, trying to get a block in front of her. She's had some clean windows to shoot into. That last one was no exception to the rule. 21-20, Blazers on top, and a service error. Well timed if you're a Wildcats fan. Blazers' first service error against 4 aces. It's 21-21. Schwarzrock back to serve. Coach Nelson still has that last timeout. Pekarik, a tip shot, nearly dug out by the Wildcats. Osseth did well to scrape it off of the hardwood, but no one was there to pick her up. Matthews gets credit for the kill, her 3rd. It's 22-21. St. Ben's on top of St. Kate's here on the Wildcats' home floor. These two teams squared off last year. St. Ben's won in 4 sets. Pekarik serves. Osseth, beauty of a pass. Left side kill, Pepper. Schwarzrock drops a dime for Pepper, who has her 4th kill and ties it at 22-all. We guessed off air that this would be a close, competitive, even match. It looks like it's going to be that all night long. 22-22. Short serve. Pekarik opts for Weiss in the middle, who hit it out of bounds. No touch at the net. Weiss misses wide. And the Wildcats recapture their lead at 23-22. Baker back to serve. Wildcats by 1. Pekarik sets left side. Schultz, she goes up and pounds one down. Schwarzrock couldn't handle it. Pepper couldn't handle it. And it's 23-23. A race to 25. Got to win by 2 in these sets. And I know that little footnote always drives my old friend Mike Heber crazy. He said anyone watching volleyball knows that. But in case maybe there's somebody out there who didn't, I always throw it out there. Schultz picked up by Schmiesing, and the Wildcats will receive the overpass and send it over for Pepper. That's chased down by Weiss. Laval for Schultz. Schwarzrock was there. Now Pepper will take a swing at it. Pekarik digs it out. And Weiss will get a try at it and kill it. She got it through Brewer and Nelson. Madison Weiss has her 2nd kill, and with it being set point, Todd Nelson is going to use that 2nd timeout. Can't take it with you to the 2nd set. He might as well use it here. Providing innovative food and beverage solutions since 1955 is Midwest Vending. They're servicing organizations large and small throughout the Twin Cities, including St. Kate's. They're proud to offer unwavering integrity, in-demand products, innovative technology, and personal attention. Give them a call, 952-707-1990, or visit MidwestVending.com. 24-23, St. Ben's on top. It's set 1 from St. Paul. Bring it back into St. Paul's Butler Center on the campus of St. Catherine University. 24-23 lead for St. Ben's over St. Kate's. It is set point. Wildcats need to force extra points here if they want to win this crucial first set. Liz Schultz, the dangerous one, back at the service line. She had 3 in a row aces earlier on. Pepper will try right side to send us to extra points. That's dug out. Back row try for Schultz. Oseth was there. Now Nelson attacks. That's dug out by Schultz. It's going to go up into the rafters. Rattle around and down to the hardwood. We're going to extra points in this first set. We're tied 24-24. Credit Emma Nelson with that kill. Her fourth. Serve from Brewer. Big point coming up here. And whistles. And it's going to be St. Kate's point. It was carried by St. Ben's, and it's 25-24. Wildcats can put it away right here. It's set point for St. Kate's. Into the middle. Matthews got turned away. She got stuffed. Pepper and flatness there to stymie the St. Ben's middle. That at times was very effective in that first set, but in the end, one Wildcat block makes the Wildcats winner in this first set. St. Kate's wins 26-24. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball. Wildcats will try to go up 2-0 when we come back from St. Paul. Welcome back into the Butler Center here in St. Paul. We welcome you back in. Matt Nelson back with you. Our engineer is the man with the cult following, Glenn Thompson. Very popular everywhere that he goes, this guy. Wildcats win the first set 26-24. Very close on the scoreboard, very close on the score sheet. That normally goes hand in hand. St. Kate's hit 204 in that first set compared to 125 for St. Ben's. The Wildcats had 12 kills on 49 swings, 16 on 48 for St. Ben's. Liz Schultz led the way with her 4 kills on 16 tries, but she had 4 errors. For the Wildcats, 4 kills from Pepper. She hit 400. Emma Nelson, 4 kills. She hit 182. Flatness with a pair. She hit 400. Brewer had 2 kills. She hit 333. Again, the Wildcats as a unit hit 204. Still got to get Emily Carmen going. She did not have a kill in 7 tries. Wildcats outblocked St. Ben's 2-1. And with that, we get you ready for set number 2. Crucial. Wildcats. All right, I hate these stats that seem so obvious, but they do matter. Statistically speaking, if you can go up 2-0, you rarely lose. Are you following me, Glenn? It happens. I've seen it happen. It can happen. Nothing is bulletproof or foolproof, except doing a show here with you, Glenn. That can be foolproof. Just foolish, maybe. But, boy, if you can go up 2-0 on your home floor, you start feeling very good about yourself, no doubt about it. Schwarzrock back to serve. Let's get back to work in this second set with Pekarik lobbing one back over her backside here for St. Ben. Schwarzrock sets the middle, and the Wildcats get right back to it. Kelly Brewer has her 4th kill. And the Wildcats, as they did in the first set, lead this second set 1-0. Megan Schwarzrock, the sophomore out of Hutchinson, back to serve it. Schultz, decent pass for Pekarik to the slide. Matthews now going back the other way. Bombs away for Baker. Laval was there to dig it out. Schultz for Osseth, who's there to dig that one. Baker goes with a tip shot. Back row, Schmiesing was there to dig it out, and Matthews gets another crack at it in the middle. This time she doesn't miss. She has her 4th kill, and it's 1-1. Wildcat of the game tonight is Larissa Kish. Haven't seen Kish just yet, the nursing major. As Pepper couldn't find the hardwood, Schultz was there to dig it out. Nelson now with the dig. Pepper will get another roll at it, and that's going to be a kill. Pekarik got a hand on it, but not quite enough. Pepper is her 5th kill, and it's 2-1. Kish, nursing major out of Oakdale, went to Cretin-Derham Hall High School. And she says, nobody knows how much I'm afraid of mascots. So there you go. Are you afraid of clowns, Glenn? Did you say? No, you're not, but it's similar to that. Yeah, mascots. Well, who knew? And they do have that Wildcat mascot that they march in here from time to time. There's a block. Nelson got blocked, and it was the Weiss combo. Madison and Hunter in there on the second block of the evening for St. Ben's. 3-2 score. Blazers on top. Schwarzrock for Nelson. Tight to the net. Went over the block. And that was dug out by Schultz. Now going back the other way with it. Osseth sends an overpass the way of St. Ben's. Left side. Kept alive nicely by Pepper. Now a roll shot on the back row. Baker was a bit off balance as she approached. Missed short. And it's 4-2. Blazers with the early lead. Remember, though, the Wildcats led early in set number 1. They led 9-3 at one point. Now Lauren Matthews, who goes just about into Minneapolis to serve that one away. She was way back there. Nelson attacks Matthews. The dig, chase down Pekarik for a left side try for Schmiesing, and the Wildcats sent it back over, and it was easily put down by Schmiesing. Her 3rd kill. It's 5-2. St. Ben's in control so far here in this first set. Heading the right side is St. Kate's. Pepper dug out by Schmiesing, who will get a swing at it here on a tip. Nicely dug out by Nelson. Now the Blazers will go to Weiss on that far side, and she'll bury it right on through Brewer and Nelson. Weiss has her 3rd kill. Hunter Weiss. And it's 6-2. There's a 4-way tie right now heading into MIAC conference play. The Augies, Bethel, Gustavus, and St. Thomas all at 7-1 right now on top of the conference. Schwarzrock sets far side, and that would hit the antenna. Brownlee in for the first time, and Bailey found the antenna. It's 7-2. And Todd Nelson can watch no more. He'll take a timeout with his Cats down by 5 points. Transporting Wildcat athletes is in the capable hands of Northfield Lines Incorporated. They're dedicated to ensuring that your travel experience is a positive one. Call to request a quote or to make a reservation at 888-670-8068 or visit their website, northfieldlines.com. 7-2 early. Blazers on top. It's set 2. All right, we're back to work after the Wildcats timeout. Todd Nelson had to take that timeout as his Wildcats, after closing out that first set, have had a bit of a letdown here in the early stages of set number 2. They're down 7-2. Schwarzrock sets the middle. It was tipped over by Brewer, but St. Ben's was able to dig it out before Schultz committed her 5th hitting error of the night. So the Wildcats come out of a timeout, get a point, although this one came by way of a St. Ben's hitting error, but still the same, 7-3. Wildcats get the side out, and Brewer goes back to serve. Pekarik sets middle, easy kill for Weiss. She went way up for it. Madison Weiss has her 5th kill, and really not much of a chance for the Wildcats blockers. Weiss is big at 6 feet, but very athletic. She went way up for that set. And again, just not too much of a chance there for the Wildcat block. 8-3 score. Blazers on top, set 2. Pepper right side. That's short into the net. Pepper hitting error puts the Blazers up by 6, 9-3. So that 4-way tie on top of the conference through the non-conference portion of the season. As we look ahead to conference play, Wildcats hit it twice. It's 10-3. Augsburg, Bethel, Gustavus, and St. Thomas with St. Olaf right on their heels at 7-2. St. Mary's behind them at 6-3. We've got Tom Witchin here. He's looking on. Who do you like out of that group, Witchy? Those 4 teams. I know you always like the Augies, but Bethel, Gustavus, St. Thomas, Augsburg. Who had the best? St. Thomas looks tough as always. No doubt about that. An ace for St. Ben's. That's their 5th. It's 11-3. Yeah, they've got great depth, as always. They can hit you from anywhere on the court. 11-3. Blazers in firm control with Schultz for Osseth. Now they'll set left side, and a kill for Libby Cruiser. That's the first time tonight that we've seen Cruiser, who's had a good season, averaging 2.3 kills per set. That's her first of the night. Maybe a more interesting conversation would be to look at the bottom rung through the non-conference and say which one of those teams is capable of surprising in the conference season. Carleton went 2-4, McAllister went 3-6, Hamlin 3-7, Concordia 1-3, and St. Ben's 1-4. St. Ben's? I would think so too, based on what we've seen here tonight. Right now they're up 11-4. Radke, perfect pass for Pekarik, and another kill for Madison Weiss in the middle. If Pekarik gets a good set to Weiss, she's almost unstoppable. Madison Weiss, that is, in the middle. She has dominated so far here tonight. When Pekarik has gotten a good pass, she's been able to set that middle very effectively. And an ace. Diving for it was Radke. To no avail. The ace for Schmiesing is the 6th for St. Ben's. They lead this 13-4. Hard to believe after the Wildcats won such a close first set that St. Ben's right now running away and hiding with this. They're up 9, and the Wildcats look totally out of system offensively. Got to get their passing nailed down. That time Weiss was finally turned away. Radke sets back row Baker through the block. Up ahead, Pekarik over on second contact, and Megan Pekarik has her 2nd kill. Pekarik has been a very good setter for a very long time and always dangerous to go over on second contact. I can remember seeing her in postseason play when she played at Osseo. 14-4 score, and it looks like Todd Nelson's going to go into his bench. Kish will come in. Osseth goes to the bench. So Kish basically serves as your de facto libero here with the team down by 10. And Kish pops a pass up for Radke. A right side attack by Cruiser, dug out by the Blazers, in control of this first set. Now Kish again sets Cruiser. Pekarik for Laval. She'll go left side for Schultz, and she went around the intent of the Wildcats score. They trail by 9. You remember this name, Tom? Megan Pekarik. Not only seeing her here, but in high school as well. On that northwest side of town, you did all those games. Osseo and some good teams. In the middle, Weiss turned away, bumped back over. Now Cruiser got it to the right side, where Carmen was turned away, and the Wildcats just have to bump it over. Weiss in the middle, she scores as Radke dives in late, but the kill for Madison Weiss is her 7th. It's 15-5. St. Ben's is just 10 points away from blowing out St. Kate's in the second set. Surprisingly, Kish. This one's popped up for a Cruiser back row try. Over on second contact, Cruiser is there. Carmen bumps one over. Laval for Pekarik, middle tip shot. Kish was there to close it out defensively. Into the middle, Flatness scores. Nice big roar from the crowd as Hannah Flatness has her 3rd kill. She averages 1.5 per set, so she's right about on her season average. 15-6, the new score on the board. Osseth back in. And Kish out. Osseth serves. Pekarik for Schultz. Blocked! Big one. Carmen and Brewer, 3rd block of the night. For St. Kate's. And now Pekarik or Schultz, and she's back at it. Liz Schultz as her 5th kill. It's 16-7. Pekarik back to serve. 5'11" setter, just under 9 assists per set. She basically runs the whole offense for St. Ben's, and if overpass is put right back down by Weiss in the middle. That was Hunter, her 4th. The lead is back to 10 for St. Ben's. Into the middle, Radke, nicely done, and she finds Kelly Brewer. The sophomore Brewer scores her 5th kill of the night. It's 17-8. Schwarzrock re-enters for Radke and serves. Pekarik pops it up for Liz Schultz. Dug out of the back row by Cruiser. Now Cruiser will get a try at it, and it's going to be a point for St. Kate's as over the net was called illegal contact against St. Ben's. Trims their lead to just 10. Right now, though, it looks like barring a collapse, St. Kate's will have to try to find a way to claw their way back in this 3rd set, try to regain the advantage in that 3rd set. It looks like we're going to be all square after this 2nd set. Never say never, but right now 18-8. Make a habit of never saying never because you see some crazy stuff if you do this long enough. Pepper, cross court. Schmiesing is there to dig it out. Now Laval tipped back over. Wildcats go to Osseth's roll shot. That's sent back beautifully for Pekarik. Here comes Weiss. That's dug out nicely by Baker. Here comes Pepper. And dug on it. Pepper missed one. That's normally an automatic kill for McKenzie, but that time she missed high. It's 19-8. Schwarzrock to serve. Setting right side, and that time nicely done. The back set finds Baker for her 1st kill. Schwarzrock with a good bit of setting there, and it's 19-9. Right now, St. Kate's, part of the name of the game is just get on a run and carry some momentum in the next set, but it looks like St. Ben's isn't much interested in that. Lauren Matthews, kill number 5. It's 20-9. Reminder, folks, Twin Cities Orthopedics, they offer a full spectrum of orthopedic care to individuals suffering sports-related problems and injuries. Check them out, tcomn.com. 20-9, your score. Cross-court shot, nicely done. Libby Cruiser, her 2nd kill. But the Wildcats still trail by double digits. It's 20-10. Brewer serves. Nice low lining serve, but well passed for Pekarik, and she sets Madison Weiss, who buries it for 8th kill, 21-10. Weiss has had a very impressive second set as St. Ben's leads it by 11. I would agree that out of the teams below St. Kate's in the standings, Carleton, McAllister, Hamlin, Concordia, and St. Ben's, the one most likely to squeak their way into the playoffs would have to be St. Ben's. Tip shot turned away. Now another overpass sent back. The Wildcats were there to dig it out, and then a hitting error for Baker pushes the lead to a dozen for St. Ben's, 22-10. That's McDonald in serving. And she found her mark as the official turned away from it, called it in, and now leading by a Baker's done, 23-10. Todd Nelson uses his second timeout. Providing innovative food and beverage solutions is Midwest Vending. Give them a call, 952-707-1990, or visit MidwestVending.com. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball on TJSportsOnline.net. All season long, volleyball and basketball from St. Kate's. .23-10 the score. St. Ben's serving out of the Wildcats' second timeout as they try to just work their way back to some momentum into what will be the third set. As it looks like at a minimum this one's going for tonight. That's dug out by Schwarzrock. And now a little roll shot from Pepper. Back and forth we go with Pekarik to that near side. Blistering shot from Schmiesing, dug out by the Wildcats, and now Pekarik again on second contact has the kill. Her counterpart Schwarzrock got to it but launched it out of bounds nearly to the bleachers. It's set point, 24-10. And this one's a head scratcher for St. Kate's, and it ends with a bit of a thud. A set going over the head of Flatness, and the first set ended with a bang. This one ends with a thud. At 25-10, your final score as the University of St. Ben's wins this. We go to the third set from St. Paul. Crucial third set coming your way. Wildcats will try to bounce back from the road bump that became set number 2. Blazers 25-10. To the third set we go from St. Paul. Matt Nelson back with you, welcoming you in to the Butler Center here at the campus of St. Catherine University. I want to remind you about Klein Nissan, your home for new and used Nissan, serving the entire Twin Cities area from Maplewood. And when your new or used vehicle needs auto service or car repair, visit them on 3090 Highway 61 North, Klein Nissan. Thanks for letting us prove our passion and dedication to the Nissan brand. One set apiece here as we go to this crucial third set. Wildcats won a close first set. St. Ben's won a blowout in set number 2. Wildcats saw their hitting percentage fall 200 points from set 1 to set number 2. They're hitting 120 on the match. 204 in set 1. And set number 2, the hitting percentage went down to 0, but the Blazers open up this third set with a service error in their second. Wildcats 3 for 3 scoring first here tonight. St. Ben's went the other way, 125 hitting percentage in the first set, 257 en route to the blowout in set number 2, and now an ace. So the service game looming large here early in set number 3. An error from St. Ben's, an ace from St. Kate's and Peyton Baker, junior out of Forest Lake. And boy, back and forth we go with the service action. Service error is the third of the night. So 3 service points, errors, and 1 ace mixed in there. 3 points in, it's 2-1. Schultz is dangerous as well from the service line. As Kish has put on the libero jersey, Osseth goes to the bench. And a good pass, good set, and Cruiser has her third kill. Kish to the bench, flatness in, and Brewer back to serve. 3-1 lead early for St. Kate's. Schultz for Pekarik. Now here comes Schmiesing, attacking and scoring. Brianna Schmiesing has her 4th kill. And it's 3-2, Wildcats leading. Reminder to check out the Wildcats online at stkate.edu, stkate'sathletics.com, as well as on social medias. Pepper, nicely done. Pepper found the back corner with her 6th kill. You can find St. Kate's Athletics on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Kate's Athletics, St. Kate's Volleyball, or St.Kate's on Facebook. On Twitter at St. Kate's Wildcats, at St. Kate's VB, or at St. Kate. If you like to keep it brief, follow the Wildcats on Twitter as Pekarik goes right back to the well, and Madison Weiss has her 9th kill by my count. Let's double check that arithmetic right quick. Yep, right on pace. 9 kills. Looks very good. A freshman from Shakopee. 4-3. Setting right side as Cruiser couldn't squeeze it through. Now Schmiesing attacks and she scores. Brianna Schmiesing capitalizes for her 5th kill, and it's 4-4. No doubt about it. Madison Weiss, very good looking middle blocker. 4-4 your score with Bridget McDonald, Lino Lakes freshman, back to serve. Radke has to come back to chase that one down. A back row roll shot for Baker was no good, and you gotta watch out, boy. Megan Pekarik, her 3rd time she's done that. Gone over on second contact and gotten a kill, and that got Todd Nelson out of his seat. He's gonna send Nelson in and bring Baker back to the bench. And she'll get a pat on the back and a earful of encouragement after Pekarik was allowed to score again. 5-4. Visiting Blazers lead it in set 3. Kish for Radke into the middle. That's dug out of the back row that time by Laval. And now tap back over. Radke for Kish. That's Cruiser, and she scores. Libby with her 4th kill. Totino Grace High School product out of White Bear Lake has her 4th kill. Right about at her season average. 2 1/3 kills per set. She ties us at 5 in this crucial third set. We'll play it in a minimum 4 sets here tonight, and that's a service error from Cruiser. Third of the night for St. Kate's. Blazers lead 6-5. Nelson, Radke has to chase down that long pass. Carmen squeezed it through the block, but St. Ben's, Pekarik, a rare misstep that time with Madison Weiss. They've been as good as gold. That time they couldn't hook up, and it ties us at 6-6. To the slide right back. Pekarik, you knew it wasn't going to be long until she went back for Madison Weiss. She now has 10 kills. That leads all attackers in this one. Elsewhere around the conference, right now St. Thomas on the road is up over Concordia 2 sets to none, and they're trailing now 9-5 in the third set as the Coppers try to force a 4th set. Radke into the middle. Brewer was turned away, but Carmen got another shot at it. Matthews sent it back over. Radke for Carmen. He hits it off the heel of her hand, dug out by McDonald. Pekarik over on second contact, and again, she scores it. So the Blazers get the point. Pekarik gets her 4th, and they lead it by 2. It's 8-6. Radke chasing that one down, roll shot out of the back row. Cruiser couldn't put it down. Look out, here comes Schultz with a roll shot and a kill. Nelson diving for it, but it's a bit tardy as Schultz has her 6th. It's 9-6. And elsewhere in the conference, it looks like St. Thomas, they're closing in on this third set. They're up 2 sets to none. Hamlin hosting Gustavus, St. Olaf hosting Augsburg, Martin Luther non-conference match against McAllister, and River Falls as well hosting Carleton. 9-6 the score. Baker blocked. Kish kept it alive. Radke pops it up for a back row try for Cruiser. That was dug out by the Blazers defense. Now Schultz pounds one over. Kish is there. She back sets the right side, and that gets a kill. And a fist pump from Emily Carmen. She gets the kill. Wildcats cut the lead to 2. And we'll send back the tough serving Schwarzrock to the service line. Cross court shot that time from Matthews, sent back over for Schultz. They'll hit the reset button on Matthews, and Kish, whoa, she took a dive right over the head of Schwarzrock. She's okay. But it's a point for St. Ben's. They're the first to double digits. It's 10-7. And that match at St. Olaf, they're in the third set, 1 set apiece. St. Olaf and Augsburg in volleyball, just like we are here. 10-7 is your score with St. Ben's on top by 3. Serving left to right across your keyboards and monitors, or maybe your touch screen. Service error, though, for Pekarik, the 4th. At St. Ben's lead. Right now, this is anyone's set. It's down to just 2. Pekarik sets middle, and Weiss has the kill. This time, though, it's the Southpaw Hunter with her 5th. The lead is 3 for St. Ben's, 11-8. Schultz back to serve. 11-8 score. Into the middle. Nicely done. Kelly Brewer has her 6th. And now 11-9, the new updated score. Matthews, oh, she came surging out of nowhere, but that athleticism really showed there as she chased down this set and killed it for her 6th. 12-9 score. Matthews serve. Schwartz Rock. Pepper, and you got to give it to St. Ben's. They have forced some tough-looking passes as Weiss got turned away. Blazers kept it alive and will bump it over. Schwarzrock for Baker. Now Cruiser got it through the net and scored. 12-10, your new score. So the Wildcats get a little help from the tape. Cut the lead to just 2. Southpaw Radke serves. Schmiesing works it ahead. Now she'll attack and score. Boy, that was very nice. Schmiesing for Pekarik. Back for Schmiesing. 6 kills now for Schmiesing. It's 13-10. Good pass ahead for Radke, and there's Flatness with another kill, her 4th. Flatness cuts the Blazers lead to 2. It's 13-11. Close. This set much more resembling set number 1. Set number 2 was kind of a wipeout. The Blazers won that one 25-10. Wildcats won the first set 26-24. This one more competitive like that set was. Knuckling serve, passed ahead to the slide. Weiss, oh, she whistled it right off of the fingertips of Kish, and Madison Weiss now with 11 kills. Often we've seen Pekarik go to that quick set in the middle, that time opting for the slide, and Weiss showing you she can do a little bit of everything. Schmiesing to serve. Looks up and attacks Kish. Good pass for Radke in the middle. Flatness got a bump on it, but that was about it. Pekarik sets that ball high over the net. Now Kish sets Carmen. She got turned away. Carmen kept it alive. Radke carried it. And you could see that one from up here. It's 15-11 Blazers. Todd Nelson gives his hands a rub almost like he's warming them up for a timeout. And he's not going to take one here. He backs off. And a service error. So well done to hold on to that timeout, get the service error out of St. Ben's, their 5th. It's just a 3-point set. This is anybody's match right now in this crucial 3rd set. Loser of this set would have to win 2 in a row. Here comes Schultz for the Blazers. Through the block, kept alive, out of the net, and sent back over onto the back row by Cruiser. Schultz resets, refires, and scores. Liz Schultz has 7 kills, and St. Ben's leads 16-12. And it gets a grimace out of the first-year head coach, Todd Nelson. We'll have a seat for this point at 16-12. Radke middle. Brewer couldn't put it down. It's sent back over. Pekarik tried scoring on second contact. She couldn't. And this one's chased down by Allison Rail. Sent back over. The Wildcats will have to take another stab at it. Radke for Baker. Got it. Nicely done right in front of Rail. Peyton Baker's second kill. And now it's 16-13. Carmen to the bench along with Radke. Schwarzrock comes in. And trailing by 3, the Wildcats need to get on a run. Pekarik, right side set, and a score for Lauren Matthews. Matthews and the 2 Weisses, very good. Very good middles. This St. Ben's team will live and die with those middles. Schultz is very good on the pin and a good all-around player, but they are going to live and die on the backs of their middle blockers and their very talented setter. Wildcats need a point, and they got one with their hottest hitter, Mackenzie Pepper, her 7th, 17-14. Wildcats trail St. Ben's. Wherever you're listening from tonight, we hope you're having a great week as you join us. Hang in there, it's almost the weekend. Schultz attack, she got blocked. Oh, the Wildcats aren't ready for the weekend yet. Brewer and Pepper team up on the 4th block of the evening for St. Kate's. It's just a 2-point set, 17-15. Both teams locked in the teens. Back-setting Matthews. Kish dig, but nobody is there to pick it up, so Matthews gets her 8th kill. Now 18-15. This is kind of entering what I call the danger zone, where you start running out of points, and St. Ben's can happily trade you tick for tat. Kish pops it up. Now Carmen cross-court, check that cruiser. Here comes Weiss. That's dug out beautifully. And a hitting error as Brewer hit it twice. Brewer came in to try to set that left side and got called for carrying it. It's 19-5, and Todd Nelson has to take that timeout. His team now firmly finds himself entrenched in that danger zone. 19-15, St. Ben's lead. McGough Construction, they're building for the next generation. Unsurpassed reputation, quality workmanship, creative value engineering, innovative solutions, delivering projects on time and on budget. At the heart of who they are, McGough Construction values the passion and commitment that drives their reputation. Check them out, mcgough.com. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball, 19-15 lead for St. Ben's. Hey, Wildcat fans, welcome me back into the Butler Center. The next time you're in the Twin Cities for shopping, sports, visiting, or just that weekend getaway, why not stay at the Best Western Plus Bloomington Hotel? That's right across Killebrew Drive from the Mall of America. They've got that professional staff specializing in true hospitality, gorgeous decor throughout, and the best in-house dining at Red Rosa, the Italian Grill. BestWesternBloomington.com for details. 19-15 St. Ben's lead. Wildcats trying to cut into that here, but first they have to turn away Matthews, and they did just that. Nice. Kelly Brewer on the block. The 5th block for St. Kate's on the night. It's 19-16. But Wildcats can't just trade points. They need to get on a run. Pekarik for Matthews. Tip shot is good. Matthews scores as Brewer got a hand on it, deflected it wide out of bounds, and St. Ben's is the first to 20-16. Wildcats got to dig their heels in and show some of that grit. Matthews. It is a young team, but it's a talented team, and that's part of the talent equation. Libby Cruiser, the sophomore, with her 5th kill. And again, just 20-17, but right now, St. Ben's would be happy to trade you point for point right to a 3rd set victory. Wildcats need to get on a sustained run of 3 or 4 points, and they've got to do it sooner rather than later. Radke serving. Low pass. Pekarik pops it straight up for Schmiesing. That was dug out nicely. Now left side little tip shot from Cruiser. St. Ben's handles that. Weiss couldn't put it down, so Radke will try Cruiser again, and she got blocked. Madison and Hunter Weiss team up on the block, the 3rd of the night for Shakopee. Might as well be. They're both from Shakopee, but for St. Ben's. And it's 21-17. St. Ben's clinging to a 4-point lead. Wildcats have been very competitive in this set, just haven't been able to get on a run. And this is going to be an ace. McDonald handcuffs Baker and Kish in that back row. McDonald serves the ace, the 7th of the night for St. Ben's. They take a 5-point lead. It'll earn Nelson a spot on the floor as Baker comes back over to the bench. 22-17 score. McDonald serving, and she's got back-to-back aces. Ay. This one's getting away from St. Kate's late in this very competitive 3rd set, and Todd Nelson takes his final timeout. Cone US provides industry-leading elevators, escalators, auto walks, and innovative solutions for sustainable maintenance and modernization. Call their customer care center at 877-276-8691 to find their nearest office. St. Ben's 23, St. Kate's 17 in this third set. (23-17) St. Ben's leading St. Kate's here in the third set. We welcome you back in. Matt Nelson alongside of our engineer. That is Glenn Thompson. Wildcats go to the back set and get a kill. Nicely done. Radke to Cruiser for her sixth. Cats trail it by 5. Want to make sure to thank, before we forget, Athletics Director Eric Stacy and Communications Director Kelsey Whaley for all of their hard work making this broadcast possible. One step forward and one back as Cruiser comes up short on a service error. The fourth of the night for St. Kate's. They've served tough all night long, but it sends us to set point. The Blazers will have 6 tries to close out St. Kate's. Into the middle, Flatness goes way above the block and misses long. No touch at the net, and that's a final in set 3. St. Ben's wins the Blazers 25-18 in this third set. The Wildcats will try to force a 5th set when we come back. The Blazers will try to close out the Wildcats in 4 when we return to St. Paul. You are listening to Wildcat Athletics on TJSportsOnline.net, your home for volleyball and basketball all athletic season long. And again, we hope you're enjoying your week. We go to the 4th set from St. Paul when we come back on TJSportsOnline.net. Matt Nelson and Glenn Thompson, our engineer, back with you tonight. Somewhere in the house, roaming around like a free-range broadcaster is Tom Witchin. He's somewhere here tonight enjoying the action. I want to remind you the next time you get hungry to hit up Jimmy John's. They've got 60 locations, Glenn. Can you believe that? They've got 60. There's one of these on every corner. Jimmy John's, they can serve you anywhere in the Twin Cities. 60 locations, gourmet sandwiches, delivered freaky fresh, freaky fast. They also cater parties large and small. Go online to check out their menu. That's right, Glenn. You don't even have to leave your house. If you want Jimmy John's, just reach for that cell phone of yours. You've been to 59 of the 60 Jimmy John's. Maybe eventually you can complete that cycle of sorts like a baseball player hitting all 60 Jimmy John's. This fourth set, the stakes are high. The Wildcats need to win it to force a fifth set, but the first point belongs to St. Ben's. They lead it 1-0. Wildcats won the first set. Since then, they've dropped the last two, 25-10 and 25-18. Right now, if St. Ben's found a way to win this fourth set, which we hope they don't, if you're a Wildcat fan, but right now they lead it 2-0. They've got the ace. That is ace number 9. But if that happens, that would mean this match would be a mirror image of last year's match that saw the Wildcats win the first set and then proceed to drop the next three. 2-0 score. High arcing pass chased down by Schwarzrock and tapped over. Pekarik back sets. Matthews did well just to find a way to poke that thing around the antenna. Now Pepper charges and rolls that one over. High booming set is pounded down for the kill by Schmiesing. It's the 7th of the night for Schmiesing and a 3-0 lead for St. Ben's here in this fourth set. Loeffler Companies, they offer efficiency, flexibility, productivity, speed, and quality support for all of your office technology and service needs. They got copiers, printers, they got everything you need. Check them out in the Twin Cities, St. Cloud, and Northfield, as well as Western Wisconsin, as Liz Schultz just notched the 10th ace of the night for St. Ben's, and just quicker than a jiffy, as they say. It's 4-0 Blazers. They are trailblazing their way over St. Kate's so far in this fourth set. We got to get a side out here. Where's it going to come from? Wildcats try Brownlee out of the back row. Schmiesing attacks going the other way. Now Pepper gathers herself and fires away. That's dug out. Now Weiss off of the right side. That's high. No touch at the net, and the hitting error gives the Wildcats their first point of this fourth set. Bailey Brownlee to serve. Scraped that one just over the tape. Pekarik reeled it back. Sent that one high, and Matthews finished it off. Lauren Matthews has 10 kills tonight, trailing just Madison Weiss on the offensive scoreboard, and right now St. Ben's by 4. It's 5-1. Matthews serve. Nice pass for Schwarzrock. And Pepper forces an overpass, and that's killed by Kelly Brewer. Love those freebies. It's 5-2. Wildcats trail it by 3. And again, they don't want to get into that trade-off game we saw them get into in that first set, as that one was poorly hit by Brewer. Service error is number 5 for St. Kate's. 6-2 the updated score. St. Ben's with 10 aces against 5 errors. Wildcats 4 aces, 5 errors in the service game. Not a lot of blocking going on. 5 right now for St. Kate's, 3 for St. Ben's, as Flatness just tipped that one over the net. Now Schmiesing couldn't put it down. Kish will pop it up for Cruiser. That's dug out by Schultz. St. Ben's will just have to settle to roll this thing over the net. Cruiser gets a good rip at it, and no touch at the net. It's long, and it's 7-2. St. Ben's leading. Wildcats have to dig deep here and show some resiliency. Find a way to get back into this fourth set and force a fifth. They'll try Pepper on the right side, and there's a block for St. Ben's. It was Schmiesing and Weiss, the fourth block of the night for St. Ben's. 8-2. Right now, the Blazers in command. They are in a fourth set up in Moorhead, Commerce and St. Thomas. So no sweep for the Tommies. They lead it though 2-1 in that fourth set. Nice try out of the back row. Bailey Brownlee, her first kill of the night. So St. Thomas winning the first two sets. Concordia won the third. They're in the fourth set there. Elsewhere, Hamlin hosting Gustavus over there in the Midway neighborhood across from the fairgrounds, and St. Olaf hosting Augsburg. They were in the third set at last check. Weiss on the slide goes high over the blocking combo of Cruiser and Flatness, and she scores her 12th kill of the night. She has a dozen. 9-3 your score. 6 events in MIAC volleyball today. Friday is going to be very, very, very busy for volleyball. There's 17 matches involving MIAC competition as Carmen gets her second kill of the night. 9-4 your new score. Listen to this, Glenn. Can you believe this? Friday night, there's 17 matches involving MIAC teams. Saturday, 20. So lots of tournaments going on. St. Scholastica will host Concordia. That's at the Nike East Bay Fall Classic in Eau Claire. As Schultz goes over the block, and somehow Cruiser couldn't handle Schultz's try. It's her 8th kill. And I think even Cruiser thought that she had a chance to come up with that one. Also in that same Nike East Bay Fall Classic tournament, Minnesota Morris is taking on Gustavus on Friday. Carrick sets Matthews in the middle, and again the tip, that time over Flatness. Matthews has 11, and it's all St. Ben's right now, 11-4. Todd Nelson holding on to his timeouts. Radke into the back row. Cruiser couldn't put it down. Matthews takes a try at it. Schultz pops it back up for Pekarik, who goes right back to Schultz and fires a beauty cross court. No chance for Kish. Too much speed, too much power from Liz Schultz. It's 12-4. Saturday at the Co-College Triangular. That's down in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. St. Kate's will play Occidental, and then later on in the day at 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock for the match against Occidental, and then at 3 o'clock, Co-College, the host down there in Cedar Rapids. There's an ace and a little strut as well for St. Ben's. 11 aces now, 13-4 the score, and Todd Nelson can watch no more. The Loeffler Companies, Shapco Printing, Cone US, and McGough Construction, as well as Jimmy John's. Thank you for your support of this third set, and thank you for your support of St. Kate's Athletics. Can't forget new to the team this year, Goodman's in Construction, the Opus Group, People's Electric Co-op, and the Ryan Company. You're listening to St. Kate's Volleyball right now. St. Ben's in control of this fourth set. It would be a decisive one if the Blazers can finish it off. Wildcats will look to mount a comeback when we come back from the Butler Center in St. Paul. (13-4) St. Ben's lead in set number 4, with the Blazers leading 2-1 out of the St. Kate's timeout. We welcome you back into St. Paul. The Wildcats will just have to bump one back over. Pekarik over on second contact. That time, though, Cruiser was ready for it. And Pepper was able to swing at it, go cross court, and put it down. Pepper having another nice night. She's got 8 kills. But right now, that is the deficit for St. Kate's. 13-5. Kish at the service line. She forced a rare bad pass by the back row by St. Ben's. They've been pretty locked in all night long. Left side try is bounced back over as Brewer tapped it out of the middle. Matthews goes to the slide, dug out by Cruiser. To the right side again, and a block for St. Ben's. Carmen got stuffed, and the block has really picked up here late in this one for St. Ben's. They lead at 14-5. Nicole Hess, former St. Kate's head coach, in her 8th season with the Blazers. 14-5. As Weiss is dug out by Radke, Kish carefully pops it up for Libby Cruiser. It's a hitting error, and it's 15-5. Joining us this year in their support of Wildcat Athletics is E&E Masonry, the Newman family, Becker Floors, ProTech Design, and Munchies Frozen Yogurt. (15-5) score. Wildcats down by 10. Radke taps over the third touch. Now look out, here comes Schultz, and Schultz got it through. The Wildcats carried it. Some combination of Carmen and Brewer carried the attack by Schultz. She's in double digits now, joining Madison Weiss, Lauren Matthews, and Brianna Schmiesing, just Schultz. 3 players in double-digit kills right now. An 11-point lead for St. Ben's. Now Weiss cross court, nicely done. Dug out by the Wildcats, and a kill. Maybe it's Emily Carmen, her third. Cuts the deficit to 10. They're in the 4th set out in St. Olaf, and the Augies lead 2-1 in that one. Crosstown, our friends. So that, like this, is in its 4th set, but right now St. Ben's has found themselves in control. They haven't looked back since the start of the 2nd set, really. Liz Schultz just got her 11th kill. It's 17-6. Pass ahead, Newman, nicely done. Newman's first action of the night at the setter spot. And she did well to stay out of the net and find Brewer on the quick set. 17-7, the new score. Brownlee's got an ace. Bailey Brownlee, the 5th ace of the night for the Wildcats. So it's to say that it's a busy weekend in volleyball is an understatement. Friday and Saturday, you've got 37 matches involving MIAC teams. So if you're a volleyball fan, that's crazy. There's a block. Weiss got turned away by Cruiser and Brewer. 6th block of the night. 17-9. Some signs of life from St. Kate's on these last couple points. Schultz, oh, that was a dandy of a pass into the middle. Matthews scores. That Schultz pass set that one up. She put that on a tee for Pekarik. Matthews has a dozen. It's 18-9. Matthews for Kish. And nearly blocked, but kept alive somehow. Kish was able to send it over. Now Pekarik for Weiss Hunter as her 6th. 19-9 the score. Wildcats, the co-college tournament, Occidental and Co. before picking right back up into the MIAC side of things. They'll take on Bethel, St. Mary's, Augsburg, and Gustavus. Oof, that is a grueling portion of the schedule coming up for St. Kate's. as they score here and make it 19-10. And you can start to see as into the middle, Schmiesing has her 8th kill. You start to go, well, for the Wildcats, tonight was kind of a toss-up match that St. Ben's ended up running away with. St. Mary's is very good. Augsburg is very good. Gustavus. Then you have UW Superior, McAllister on October 7th, and St. Olaf. That's kind of the must-win portion of the schedule that'll be on there, and you just hope that you can steal one away in some of those tough contests. 10-20 right now, the score. Wildcats trying to stage a comeback, and they'll get the kill from Libby Cruiser. Left side pin hitter. She's got good energy about her. Big fist pump after that kill. 20-11 to score. Brooke Benning in. Low lining serve. And Schmiesing has another kill off of that left side pin. She's a dangerous one with her 9th. She's looked better and better as the match has gone along. The lead is back to double digits for St. Ben's. 21-11 to score. St. Ben's came into this frame hitting 259 on the night. Wildcats were hitting 162 after hitting very well in the first set. That was a good looking swing again. This time that left pin gets in Emily Carmen. So Cedar Rapids this weekend for St. Kate's. For St. Ben's there at the River Falls Invitational. And they'll have St. Olaf, Stevens Point, Stout, and River Falls waiting for him there. Schultz goes way over the block. She just seemed to hover there and was able to roll it through for the kill. 22-12, a 10-point lead for St. Ben's. Last time out, the Blazers were swept by Augsburg on Friday night. And I mentioned they've got a tough tournament coming up. St. Olaf, Stevens Point, Stout, and UW River Falls. They'll be at that River Falls Invitational as Daly Brownlee gets her 2nd kill. 22-13. Good dig that time. Oseth was there to dig it out. Schultz, and a good job by Carmen to work it around the pin. 22-13. Schultz for Kish. Now Oseth out of the back row. To Carrick for Matthews, who missed everything. No touch at the net. Hitting error Matthews. Wildcats now trail it by 8, 22-14. The Carrick for Schultz through the block. Kish is there to collect and set the right side. Oh, that was a beauty. That was very nicely done. Brooke Benning got the swing and the kill, and a timeout taken on the floor. St. Ben's by 7. You're listening to Wildcat Volleyball with the Blazers up 2-1 in set number 4. Coming out of the St. Ben's timeout, 22-15, their lead over St. Kate's. St. Ben's 1-4 on the season. Wildcats 5-4. Wildcats won the first set 26-24, and after that the wheels just kind of came off. The passing game has not been great, but here's an ace. Allison Rail couldn't handle it, and the 6th ace of the night for St. Kate's cuts the lead now to 6. Wildcats creeping closer. They need to keep the pedal to the metal. Got to block this one. Schultz got it over the block. Kish was there. And the Wildcats scored. That's very well done. Bailey Brownlee, her 3rd kill. Now the Wildcats down just by 5. Again, you just hope we don't run out of room on the scoreboard. High set for Schultz, and no touch at the net, a hitting error. Now the Wildcats down just by 4. If nothing else, they're making St. Ben's sweat here. A 2-0 run. It was 22-16 out of the timeout. Pekarik into the middle, tip, kept alive, and Cruiser got a swing at it. Sent over by Pekarik, and she has been deadly all night long. She stems the Wildcats' run, and they again now trail by 5. Boy, you think about it, you win that point, you're only down 3. Instead, you trail by 5. So Pekarik with the clutch point. She's a veteran. She knows to go to that second contact kill shot. And 23-18 the score. Wildcats trying that pin again with Brownlee. This time couldn't put it down. Weiss attacks off of the pin. That's dug out of the back row. And the Wildcats go to the right side, and Emily Carmen has her 5th. Wildcats down by 4, 23-19. Wildcats trying to force a 5th set here. Now they have shown some resilience late in this 4th set. They could have very easily packed this thing up and sent St. Ben's back onto that bus. Instead they said, we're going to keep you here, we're going to make you sweat, we're going to make you earn it. Matthews blocked, kept alive by Weiss. Now Schultz rolls shot, popped up nicely. Wildcats got to kill this thing, and they did! Kelly Brewer in the middle has her 9th kill. It's 23-20. And timeout, St. Ben's. Wildcats on a run, trying to force a 5th from St. Paul. Need this point coming out of the St. Ben's timeout. We welcome you back into St. Paul. The Wildcats trying to come from way back to force a 5th set. They're on a 4-1 run right now. And they'll send Newman back to the service line. Here we go. Newman serves. Pekarik will set right side. Schultz got blocked. It was kept alive by Weiss. Schultz will get another run at it. She was turned away again, but kept it alive. Pekarik sets it into the back row. It's bumped over. Wildcats got to kill this thing. They'll try the right side. Tip shot. Pepper couldn't get it down. Pekarik sets middle through the block. Kish is there to dig it out. Now Newman sets left side. That's tipped over. Pekarik was there to dig that one out. St. Ben's gets it again for Schultz. Wildcats were ready for it. Newman sets middle and went into the net. Doggone it. Point for the Blazers. Newman went into the net, and it's set point. Wildcats are going to need 4 in a row. Well played point. But Newman called for going into the net. And it's 24-20. Timeout, St. Kate's. Wildcats will talk about how they're going to get 4 in a row when we bring you back out of this timeout. It's match point. Here we go. Wildcats are out of timeouts. St. Ben's the same, 24-20. St. Ben's leading in this fourth set. St. Ben's leading 2-1. This is match point. Pepper attacks left side. She was blocked. Kish was there. St. Kate's goes into the middle and scores. Yeah, Kelly Brewer. Brewers 10th. It's 24-21. We need 3 in a row to force extra points for the second time tonight. See if the Wildcats can find it. Brownlee back at the service line. Here comes Brownlee's serve. Well passed to Pekarik into the middle. Block! Pepper Brewer, 7th block of the night for St. Kate's. Now they just need 2 more. This is a 6-2 Wildcat run. Serve passed ahead. Pekarik, back row tries Schultz, and Schultz puts it on ice. Out of that back row, St. Ben's wins 25-22, but this young Wildcat team showed some real toughness and grit in making this a close fourth set. Again, running down the action for you, St. Kate's wins the first set 26-24. After that, the Blazers run away with sets 2 and 3, 25-10 and 25-18 respectively, before closing out another close one in the fourth set, 25-22. So just as last season, the Blazers go 4 sets in a win against St. Kate's. Again, next time out for St. Ben's, they go to the River Falls tournament. St. Olaf, Stevens Point, Stout, and River Falls for St. Kate's. Next up, they got the Coe College tournament down in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Madison Weiss paced the night for the Blazers tonight as she had a dozen kills and was a force in the middle. Now, enjoy the rest of your week. Lots of volleyball coming your way this weekend in the MIAC. 37 matches involving MIAC competition. Tonight, though, it's St. Ben's in 4 at the Butler Center. For Tom Witchen and our engineer Glenn Thompson, as well as Kelsey Whaley in sports information, and athletics director Eric Stacy, as well as all of our sponsors of Wildcat Athletics and everybody at TJ Broadcast Services, we wish you a great rest of the week. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you again soon. Until then, go Wildcats!